Hi everyone, welcome to Northern Zen Yoga. My name is Sandra, and today we're going to be doing a Yin Yoga class that will take us from our neck down to our hips. So how this class is going to evolve is we're going to begin up here at our neck and shoulders. We're going to move down to the mid-back, move down to the low back, and then do a little hip work. As we go down the body, our time that we spend in each one of the postures is going to lengthen. That is because some of the postures I'm going to put you in your head, neck, shoulder positions may not be comfortable enough to hold for 5 minutes. Although it's quite possible, if you are able to and you want to down the road start expanding the time that you spend in these positions, you're more than welcome to work your way up to a 5-minute posture in any of the positions that we do in Yin. But just for the beginning, and just to make sure nobody is overstretching themselves, we are going to go from 1 minute down to 5 minutes. The hips can handle the longer stretch, but sometimes our neck and our shoulders, they're a little bit tender. They've been abused over the years, so they need to have a little more time to get used to the long pose. So I want you to pick a few things up, and we're going to begin with a bolster if you have it. If not, you're going to need a nice pillow. A couple of blankets also work really well to give you some support in some of the postures. We need a block if you have it, and also the other thing you'll need is a strap. Now a strap is very handy to have if you have a hard time reaching your body. For example, one of the ones we are going to do is we're going to reach back and grab our foot and pull it toward the body. You might need a strap for that if it's hard for you to reach back and grab your foot. Another one that we're going to do is putting our arm behind our back. You can always put the strap around your wrist and pull the arm with the strap. So take a moment, get those things ready, come back to your mat if you don't already have them ready, and we'll begin. So here I have my strap ready in case I decide to need it, but I will show you what you can do with this. Most of the postures I don't need a strap for anymore, but if you need it, use it. These are tools. These are not crutches. A lot of people think of blocks and straps and pillows and things as stuff they're supposed to be for people who can't do things. Well, that's not true. We all have to start someplace. And all of these things are here to help you and help you do your yoga practice much more comfortably. So the first one we're going to be working on is going to be up in the neck and the shoulders. So if you've got your cushion or your bolster, put it so you can sit on it and get into a very comfortable seated position. This is up to you what you sit on, how you sit on it. If you want to sit with your legs stretched out, you might want to throw some of these blankets underneath your legs to give you a little support as the legs drop down. If you want to sit in the easy pose position, you can still use your blankets to shove them underneath your knees and your ankles to give you some more comfort. Whatever helps, because we're going to be in this seated position for a little while. So at one point I'm going to tell you to uncross your legs and cross them differently if you're sitting in a Sukhasana position. But for now, just get comfy, stuff a few things underneath there to make everything more comfortable and less tense, because we really want to focus up here now. So the first posture we're going to do is going to be for 1 minute, and it's going to be for your neck. So we're going to take our hand, we'll start with the right side. We'll drop it over by our left ear, and we're just going to let the weight of the arm pull the head down. So you're going to feel the stretch coming from your shoulder up to your ear. I'm going to start the timer. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. And you can let this arm just hang down if you like. If you want more stretch, you can stretch the arm away from you. If you feel like, well, I'd like to stretch that arm away, but my shoulder is kind of tight today, you can always take your block, bring your block over, just to have something for you to rest the arm on as you stretch it out. Deep breaths here. Inhaling, exhaling. Close your eyes and just relax into this pose. Make sure you're not pulling your head down. Make sure you're just letting the weight of your arm stretch your neck out. Deep breaths into the belly, in through the nose, and out through your nose, and release. That wasn't so bad, right? So let's switch sides now. Got our timer ready to go. I'm going to start the timer. I'm going to switch to the other side. And just notice, does this side feel a little stiffer? Depending what time of day you're doing this particular stretch. You might feel more stretch than others because in the morning, in the morning you might be a little stiffer in the neck from sleeping. After the days pass by, you might feel you can stretch just a little longer, a little more. Remember, we're just using the weight of our arm. We're not trying to force our head down. Breathe deep. Inhale through the nose. And if you want to exhale through your mouth, go right ahead and let it out. All that lovely moaning and groaning is good. And release. Back up to center. We're going to take our chin and we're going to push it up toward the ceiling, stretching the front of the throat chakra. So take a deep breath in before you begin, pushing gently with your fingertips, your chin up just until you feel it stretch. Breathe, inhale through the nose, exhale. Keep breathing in and out. And gently bring your chin back to level. Take a few breaths. So now we're going to pull the chin down to the chest. So here is where you can use your strap if you have a hard time reaching behind your head and that doesn't feel comfortable. So I'm just going to demonstrate what that would look like. So all we want to do is just put the strap behind our head, bring our elbows in, grab the strap firmly, and bring our chin down to our chest. If you can reach back, grab your head, bring your elbows forward, and pull your chin toward your chest. That works too. So either way, it's going to be 1 minute here. Inhale and exhale, bring your chin down. Don't force your head down. Just let the weight of your arms bring your chin into your chest. Keep breathing deep breaths. Release your arms. Gently lift your chin up. You can help it up if it feels like your neck is a bit stiff in the back. And so we've stretched out the neck now. We're going to work down to the shoulders. So in this one, we're going to grab our right shoulder or left shoulder, whichever one feels most natural to go with first. And we're going to bring the arm across the body. We're going to keep our hand upright if we can, in front of our face or to the side. And we're going to gently turn our chin toward the shoulder in this position. So, if you need to, you can use your strap here. You can wrap your strap around your arm here, and you can pull your arm over to get the stretch. If you can't quite reach over as far as touching the opposite shoulder, just bring your arm in as far as you can where you feel a nice stretch up in the top of the shoulder. You don't want to feel a lot of pain. There's never pain in Yin Yoga. An achy stretch is what you're going for. So as soon as you feel the body stretching itself a little bit, that's probably where you need to stop. So we're going to take a deep inhale and move our shoulder and our elbow across our body as far as we can. Hand upright, turn our chin toward that shoulder. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Breathe deeply here. And only turn your chin toward your shoulder as far as you can. Don't force anything. Breathe. And gently guide your shoulder back, your elbow back. We'll just let our arm relax for a second while I reset the timer. Just letting the muscles come back. And now we're going to work on the other side. So remember, each side of your body might be different. You may have had injuries in this shoulder and not in this shoulder, and so therefore you might feel it working a little harder to stretch over. So just remember to go within the range of movement that you have right now and just into that achy stretch place. So setting the timer. Just bringing our shoulder over as far as we can. Our elbow across the body, palm up. Turning our chin now toward that shoulder. Deep breaths. Inhaling into the belly. Exhale. Keep breathing slowly and deeply. And gently guide your elbow back across the body. Relax your arm down. Just let it rest there for a second. Just giving it a chance to come back. So now we're going to be going the opposite direction of pulling the shoulder forward. We're going to start to pull the shoulder back. And this may be an area that you'll have a little bit of difficulty with and will need to have the strap for sure. So with your strap, you're going to want to feed it across your body so that you can grab it over here with this hand. And then we're going to create a loop so that we can grab onto the strap without it slipping through us. And we're going to slowly guide our arm across the body behind us, trying to bring our other hand over toward the opposite hip, if that makes any sense. So really what we want to do is we want to pull this arm back as far as we can. Now you can also do this without the strap if you can reach that arm, and you can begin to pull the arm behind you till you feel the front of the shoulder stretch. You should be feeling it like right in here from your chest up into your shoulder joint. And you want to feel that stretch. So if you are only here and you're using the strap and you feel it, that's fine. That's where you're going to be. Wherever you're at, you want to make sure you're actually feeling a good stretch in the front of the chest. Take a deep breath. Inhale, exhale. Try to close your eyes and relax here, keeping that stretch consistent. Don't let it go. It's only a minute. Breathe into it. Shouldn't be feeling pain here, just the stretch. If you're feeling pain, just release your arm a little bit till it just becomes the stretch. Release your arm gently. Let it fall down toward the floor. Breathe. And just feel the contraction as the muscles come back into place. When I began yoga, I had issues with my shoulders. I still do, because there's damage in there, obviously. And I had a torn rotator cuff and surgery from that. And I had bursitis in the other shoulder, all kinds of stuff that happens as you start to get older. So as I started to stretch my body out with yoga, I found that all of those injuries started to become less painful and the movement became more doable. So even if you're feeling like, oh, this is as far as I can go today, that's good because that's the beginning. And if you did this regularly, soon you'll start to be able to pull and pull until you get a lot further. Now on this side, this is the shoulder that I had the rotator cuff injury. I can pull my arm over as far as I can on the other side. I can certainly reach it, that's not a problem, but I cannot pull my arm out toward the side, toward that hip, as much as I can with this arm. So if you're not moving as far as you did with the other one, don't worry about it. Just go with it, just until you feel the achy stretch. That's the key. Take a deep breath. Change your strap if you need to, if you need a strap here. And let's move that arm back behind us as far as we can go. Deep breaths in and out. Close your eyes. Focus on your breath. Inhale, exhale. And gently release that arm, let it drop down. Just become aware of all of the muscles as they move back into place, as they contract back. You can feel it as it's happening. And just become aware of that. Become aware of what's going on in your body as you stretch it. So, this time we're going to use the strap to bring our arms over our head. You don't have to. You can come up here and you can grab your hands and stretch the shoulders up toward the ceiling. So what we want to do is we don't want to crunch. We just want to stretch the arms up. Relax the shoulders a tiny bit as you stretch up. Try to push them down as your arms are up. Now, if you'd like to here, if you can't reach your hands together, you can do this. You can have your strap and you can just hold this up like this. Just take a deep breath in. If this is really difficult, just stay with it as long as you can. Remember, don't crunch your shoulders up. Just let them relax down, pushing them down as you reach up. Breathe. And slowly bring your arms down. Never move quickly. Just let your body come back. So we're going to do a similar thing, only behind us. So if you can reach behind and clasp your hands, we're going to do a stretch, lifting the arms up from the floor upward as far as we can. Here you may also need to have your strap. Have the strap behind you. Grab hold of it and pull against the strap till your arms start to lift up toward the direction of the ceiling. So even though we know we're not going to go very far, we're still giving our arms another stretch. So 1 minute here. Hold it as long as you can. If you feel you really can't do the minute, just do as much as you can. Stretching up, take a deep breath. Exhale. Close your eyes and just allow yourself to feel the sensations of your breath going in and out of the body. Deep breaths. We're almost there. And gently release your arms. Move them toward the front of your body. Just let your arms rest for a moment. We're going to switch whatever position our legs are in. So if you had the right foot in front, bring it to the back. Bring the left foot forward, vice versa. So just rotating those feet so that we haven't got our legs in the same exact position for the whole time. Now we're going to move down to the rib cage, the upper rib cage. And we're going to do a movement which we normally do in our 6 directions of the spine, which is the spinal twist. So, key thing to remember is in any twist, we're only twisting up here in the vertebrae that are in the rib cage. This is the part of our body that has the most flexibility to twist. The part of our spine that is between the lowest part of our rib cage and our pelvis is able to flex side to side and a very minor amount rotating this way and that way, but it doesn't have the same ability as the upper spine does, and certainly not as much as our neck does. The reason for this is because there is much more load of weight on those vertebrae, so we don't want to overtax them by trying to push them too far and also support our body. So what we do is we take this part of our body, it has a lot of muscles up here in our back and our chest. It also is supporting the weight. So we're going to do the twist up here. Keeping the belly button forward is the most important thing. So make sure you're not twisting everything, just your shoulders. So focus on the shoulders as the twisting part, and you've got the key. Take a deep breath in. We're going to inhale the arms up. We're going to exhale, twisting so that the left hand reaches for the right knee And the right hand reaches behind us. It can even reach as far as your opposite hip back here. I don't know if you can see my hand wiggling. But this is where we're going, and we're going to keep the belly button, of course, forward. So we're going to do this for 1 minute. Deep breath in. And you can also turn your chin toward that shoulder if you like, for an extra stretch for your neck. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Breathe deeply. If after a few moments you feel like you could take this twist by pushing your shoulder back even further, just a little deeper, you can do that. And if you can't reach for your opposite hip, just bring that back arm back as far as you can. Let's come forward again. Give your body a minute, your spine a minute to settle down. Notice where you feel the most release of tension, where you feel maybe still a little achiness as the spine moves back into position. These are the areas in your spine that are probably developing a tiny bit of calcification from aging. And when we keep the spine moving, that calcification becomes minimalized. If we stop moving because it hurts and because it's not comfortable, then it gives it a chance to start to grow. It's almost like bone growing, and it starts to fuse the vertebrae together and they don't move at all. So we're going to go on the opposite side now. Setting the timer, take a deep breath in, raise up your hands, exhale. This time our right hand is reaching for the left knee, as close as we can get to it. If you can't reach your knee, that's okay. Just go for wherever your hand lands. The other hand comes behind, either on the floor, on your pillow, or you can try to reach for your opposite hip again. Chin can turn toward that shoulder. Deep breaths. Breathing in and out. Make sure your belly button is facing forward. And slowly wind back. Let everything relax. See how it feels on this side. Deep breath in and out. Notice now how your body feels from here to your chin. You feel some heaviness, you feel some achiness from the stretching. That's a good thing. Don't think you've done any damage. You haven't. As a matter of fact, you've done a lot of good to your body. So now we're down to the hip area. We're going to start to work on stretching out the hips. The first one we're going to do is a posture that you're used to, and this is where we start to increase our time. So this one we're going to change the time to 4 minutes. And you can stay sitting on your cushion if you like. And we're going to do the cobbler pose. So we're going to bring our feet together. We want to make sure we have space between our pelvis and our heels. This space is very important to have here. This is the area that you're heading your belly toward. And we're bringing our head and our face down toward the feet. So it's important to know which part of your body is actually rotating, and it's here, it's in the hip joint. So as you rock forward, whether you're on your pillow or whether you're on the floor, you want to make sure that your belly is coming down into that space toward the floor. The other thing you can do is you can open your feet up, pull them apart like a book, and or work on that while you're in the position. We're going to be here for 4 minutes. So don't go as far and as deep as you know you could push yourself yet. Instead, go until your body starts to feel stretching. Stay there for a little while and then see if you can just push it down a little deeper. Stay there for a little while, and when that seems to feel like it's not so bad anymore, see if you can push yourself down just a little more until the time is up. Don't go for the gold. Instead, allow your body slowly to let go. So we take a deep breath in, inhale, exhale, rocking forward on our sit bones, bringing our belly down toward the floor. Keep your head up, find your first stopping place, and we'll begin here. Deep breaths in through the nose, and let them go through the mouth once in a while just to let the tension out. Breathe deeply. Let your mind relax. Let your legs relax. Remember, we're pushing our belly down, not our head. The rest of our body will naturally come lower as we push the belly toward the floor. Take a deep breath in. Let it go through your mouth. Inhale, coming up nice and easy. Take a moment, help your knees to come up. stretch your legs out. They've been crossed for a long time now. So let's give them some circulation. Shake them out if you need to. And we're going to come into the next posture, which is called pulling the cat's tail. Now this one's a little complicated, so I'll do my best to describe how you're supposed to get into this particular posture. And you're going to probably need your strap if you find that reaching your foot is going to be too difficult. It all makes sense in a few minutes. So in this posture, we're going to be in a reclining or laying down position. So you can use either position. You can either have your pillow here to lean on. You're going to take your top leg and we're going to stretch it out in front of us. We're going to take the back leg and we're going to grab the foot. And we're going to pull the heel up toward our bum and we're going to stretch the other leg out in front of us. So in this position where you're going to be mostly feeling the stretch is in this part of your hip, the front part of your hip. It's a little less intense if you're leaning on a cushion than it is if you're laying flat on the ground. So if you're on the ground, stretch your arm out in front of you, grab your back leg, and you pull that heel toward you and you stretch out the front leg as far as you can in front of you, pushing your heel away. So you're going to feel a good stretch here no matter what you're doing. You can rest your head on your elbow. You can put a blanket here, whatever you like. You can lean back, relaxing your back toward the mat. This is going to intensify the stretch from the hip to the knee. Up to you how you get your stretch here. You can use the cushion, you can lay flat on your side, or you can start to roll back toward the floor. As long as you're not in pain, keep pushing your body just a little further just to see how much stretch you can get in the front of your leg. So you're actually stretching the muscle that's attached from here to here. That's what we're stretching out, as well as our IT band. And we're also helping to get the knee some flexibility by bending the knee. So if you need to have the strap to wrap around your foot, I recommend that you take the strap, if you've got one like this, and you loop it through so that you can hook your foot and pull on it. If you've just got a scarf or something like that, you could always tie the scarf around your ankle and pull on it. If you're using a belt, you can use obviously the belt hoop to pull the strap through. Whatever you're working with, it's fine with me, as long as you're getting the goal, which is to stretch the front of your thigh here. Okay, I'm setting the timer, 4 minutes. Stretch yourself out in any position that feels good. Reach back, grab the bottom leg. So I've got the bottom leg here by the foot, pulling the heel toward you. The top leg stretches out, pushing the heel away from you. You're going to feel a little bit of a hamstring stretch there. And if you like, you can start to roll back toward the floor if it's possible. Take a deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Relax, relax, relax here. Breathe into your stretch. Deep breaths in. Exhale through the mouth. Focus on your breath. Gently release your leg. Stretch your body out. And then roll onto your back. If you're leaning against the cushion, just push your cushion out of the way and roll down to your side. You can even lay on your side if you like. Just let everything relax. Take a moment here. Feel everything as it's coming back into place. Notice the places that you also felt a good stretch. You probably felt a good stretch in your shoulder. You probably felt a stretch also in your low back, especially if you started to roll back your shoulder toward the floor. You probably felt your body arching a little bit. That's perfectly natural. A lot of things going on in pulling the cat's tail. So the further you get into that posture, the more things start to be affected by it. It's a great posture. Okay, make your way up again, and we're going to switch sides. So now the opposite leg is going to be bent, the one that was stretched out on the top. So now we're working with the left knee bent, the right leg stretched out. Just going to switch sides. Start the timer. Grab your leg. Stretch the other one out toward the front, or as far out as you can. And stretch your body out if you like, or lean against your cushion. And begin to bring the heel of the bent leg toward your bottom as you stretch the other leg out in front of you. Deep breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Gently release your leg. Roll onto your side if you like, or onto your back, whichever feels more comfortable. Just allow everything to come back. Take a few deep breaths. Notice the parts of your body which are coming back into place. Release from the stretch. Gently bring yourself to an upright position, nice and slow, so you don't get a head rush. So the next one we're coming into is for the low back and also for the front of the hips. It's called supported lotus pose. Oh, sorry, locust. I said lotus, I meant locust. Supported locust pose. So we're going to use our pillow or a bolster. If you don't have either one of those, or if your pillow is not particularly high, you may want to add a couple of blankets here. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going on our stomach and we're going to be putting our legs over the cushion. So what it's going to be doing is it's going to be raising our feet up behind us, and our belly is going to be flat on the floor in your chest, and I'll show you the rest of the posture after. But what I want you to do with this cushion is I want you to try to see if you can move it up to your thigh area so that your thighs are resting on the pillow. If that is not possible, just move the pillow into a position where you can feel some kind of stretching in the front of your leg or in your low back. If your low back is really tight, you may not be able to lift your legs up very high behind you. And that might not be anything to do with the front of your legs. So make sure, because I can't feel your back, I don't know what your back is experiencing, that you're very aware that you must not go into pain in your low back area. You must always respect it and only go as far as the body is capable of. You might feel a stretch, you might feel a little achiness, but if there's any pain, you need to back out completely or readjust your position until it goes away. So we're going to roll over onto our tummies. We're going to bring this pillow up. I usually like to start out because I can do this with my legs way up in the thigh area on the pillow. And then I let my belly sink down. So we're looking like this. So for you, you may have this pillow much farther back than me. Please don't try to do this because I'm doing it if your body is not capable of doing it. We're going to set the timer. 4 minutes here. Relax down, take a deep breath in. Exhale, let your belly sink down. And we're going to turn our head to one side on our hands. I'll tell you when to change your position. You can point your toes out if you want, or you can just let everything relax. Make sure your belly is soft and it's sinking to the floor and you're not off the floor. Your belly needs to be touching, or you need to move your cushion back a little further so you can achieve that. As you're breathing deep, deep breaths, let your body become very soft and relaxed. Change the position of your head from time to time by turning it the other way. Or you can even rest your forehead in the center for a while. I'm going to be coming out of this posture very shortly, and I want to make sure that you don't rush out of it. Just listen to my direction. Okay, so we're going to slowly, if you're as far on the cushion as me, we're going to come up onto our elbows. Very slowly. Move back till the cushion is under our belly at first. Give your body a couple of moments here. If you are a little bit farther back, if the cushion was much more toward your feet, just wiggle yourself forward until you come off the cushion completely and just relax down onto your tummy. We're going to try to get our knees underneath us. Very gently taking our time because we don't want to put any stress on the back. We've just stretched it out. And we're just going to come into almost like a child's pose position for a few moments. Stretch out the back. And then you can move your cushion away and you can come down onto the floor, onto your tummy. And just let everything rest. We're going to take a good 1 minute rest here because this was a deep stretch on the back. And just to give it time to come back. You can usually tell when it's back because any achiness or any discomfort that you were feeling immediately after has dissipated, or at the very least is minimal. So now we're going to come into our last posture, and that is the counter posture for the assisted locust pose, and that is child's pose. So this particular child's pose, you have your knees nice and wide if you like. If you prefer to have knees together, that's fine too. We're going to use our cushion just to give us some comfort. This is much more restorative. You can add your block if you like, and you can actually even make yourself a nice little lean-to here to bring your body down onto. So we have our block, we have our pillow, we have blankets if we want to get even a little bit more cushy and higher up if our back is bothering us now. So find your position. I'll give you a couple of moments while I set the timer up. We're going to be here 5 minutes. Do your best with this time. If you really find that sitting in this position with knees bent is really, really too much for you, stretch your legs out. You can still stay with yourself on the cushion if you like. You can stretch your legs out in front of you when you have to, but try your best. Keep this bent position. We're stretching muscles here. We're stretching muscles around the knee joint to help to get them a little more pliable and more flexible. If you're experiencing right now at this moment knee pain, make sure that you only stay here for a few moments before releasing it, and then you can come back in, or you can sit in this position. So if being on your knees is too much for you right now, come into the front leg position and sit like this. Whichever way you want to do it, I'm leaving it up to you. This is your time. This is your stretch. And this is your body, so you need to obey what your body can do today. Let's take a deep breath in. And relax down and get very comfortable. We're going to turn our head over to the other side eventually. We're not going to stay in the same neck position. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And just get comfy. change the side our head is resting on. Deep breaths in and out, in through your nose, and let it go through your mouth. Let's switch the side again. We have our head resting on. Just making sure we give our neck equal chances to stretch. And turn your head again to the opposite side. Last time, turning your head back toward the opposite direction we just had it. Inhale, slowly come up. I'm going to push everything out of the way now. Come down onto your belly for a moment, stretch your legs out. Take a little pillow with your hands and rest your forehead. And you can shake or wiggle or jiggle anything you like here if it feels like it needs a little circulation happening. And then slowly make your way onto your back for your Shavasana. Make sure you come into a position where you stretch out your arms and your legs, take up lots of space. I'm going to sit here for a few moments, just guiding you through your Shavasana time. In Yin, we don't need a long Shavasana like we do in a regular yoga practice, but I always like to throw in at least a couple of minutes of Shavasana just to help you ground yourself back into the world. So stretch your arms out, take up lots of space, open your feet wide apart into star pose, and take a few deep, deep breaths. Inhale, inhaling into your belly, let your belly expand. Exhale, drop the belly down and push it up, pushing all the air out. Maybe even on the exhale, open your mouth and sigh out that breath and just let it go. Let it go. Let all the tension go. Imagine every breath you're bringing in beautiful white light into your body, illuminating everything. And as you exhale, any achiness or pains, just breathe out with that breath. Just breathe it out, inhaling healing light, exhaling all the discomfort. Take a few more breaths like that. Few moments to enjoy the sensations of your body. The breath opening up the body, illuminating it. And feeling as you exhale, you're exhaling all of your pain, all of the achiness away. Roll over to one side, doesn't matter whichever side feels most natural for you. And take a few moments there, a few more moments, just for you. Just breathe, feel alive. Slowly, slowly make your way up into a seated position. Find your comfy position, whatever that looks like for you right now. And we're just going to close our eyes for a moment. Listen to the sound of the chime. Let's bring our palms together. Begin to rub our hands together, creating some energy. And if there's still any places inside you that need energy, just begin to focus on that spot. Close your eyes, place your palms over your closed eyes, and as you breathe in, open them and send it right down to that place. And on your exhale, palms to ceiling, pushing all of that energy out again. Scoop up just a little beautiful piece of energy, bring it back to your heart center. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. Now remember, Yin Yoga is a practice that does do a lot of stretching and a lot of pressure on your joints and your vertebrae and your back. And we've worked a lot in the back, we've worked on the shoulders a lot. And you're going to probably feel it. If you're not feeling it immediately, you may feel it tomorrow or later today. It's natural when you've used and stretched muscles and tendons to have a little bit of discomfort afterwards. It's part of what the body does to repair itself. And as it repairs itself, it makes those joints and those muscles and those tendons stronger and better. And that's what we're going for. So if you need to, do whatever it takes to help relieve your discomfort. Don't be afraid of it. It's a good thing. And if you like, after a Yin class, maybe skip a yoga class the next day and then go to do a yoga class on the third day to help get things moving again. But whatever you do, don't think you shouldn't do it because you felt discomfort afterwards. It's natural to feel it. I feel it even to this day after all these years of doing yoga for now over 7.5 years. I still feel it after a yin class. That means I'm still doing good stuff. So if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends, because I know you know other ladies or gentlemen out there who are in our age group, who are older people, that are disappointed in looking at the videos, even though people have told them that yoga is fantastic for their body to help keep it young. And seeing young people doing fantastic things with their bodies that we just can't do yet. And at least until you start to practice yoga and start to work on getting the body back again, you can't do those things. So I'm here to help you and to help you make that transition from being stiff and sore into being much more fluidly moving. It worked for me, it'll work for you. So take care, subscribe, like, share, email me. I love getting your emails. Bye for now, and we'll see you next class.